The Vicar of Wakefield, by Oliver Goldsmith, first published in 1766, is a renowned work of literature. Goldsmith, an Irish novelist, was well acquainted with Dr. Samuel Johnson, a prominent literary critic and author, who is said to have assisted Goldsmith in publishing the novel to settle his rent debts. The book encompasses various literary forms, from poetry to sermons to prose, but is predominantly considered a first-person fictional memoir by most critics. The narrative commences by introducing the vicar and his family. Dr. Charles Primrose resides in his rural parish along with his wife, Deborah, and their children, including George, Olivia, and Sophia. Their comfortable lifestyle is sustained by Charles's wise investment of an inheritance received from a deceased relative prior to the story's inception. Charles generously donates £35 of his earnings to support orphans and veterans in need. George, Charles's son, is on the verge of marrying Arabella Wilmot, a union seen as mutually advantageous due to her family's wealth. However, the vicar's financial investor faces bankruptcy, resulting in the loss of all their invested money and the abrupt cancellation of George's wedding. George is sent to the city with hopes that his Oxford education will enable him to establish himself independently. The rest of the family relocates to a more modest parish, owned by Squire Thornhill, a notorious womanizer. During their journey, they learn of Thornhill's questionable reputation as a womanizer and the contrasting reputation of his uncle, Sir William Thornhill, known for his generosity and integrity. Meanwhile, Sophia narrowly escapes drowning but is rescued by a man named Mr. Burchell. As the Primrose family journeyed to their new parish, they encountered Mr. Burchell at an inn. However, Deborah, driven by her ambitions for her children and their advantageous matches, discouraged any budding attachment Sophia might have felt toward Mr. Burchell. Life gradually settled into a contented routine, with both Mr. Burchell and Squire Thornhill frequently visiting the family. Squire Thornhill's charismatic charm and good looks left an impression, particularly on Olivia. Both Deborah and Sophia nurtured hopes that marrying him would fulfill their ambitions. Olivia's abrupt departure from the parish initially led Charles to believe that Mr. Burchell was behind her disappearance. However, he soon discovered that it was Squire Thornhill who had persuaded Olivia to leave under false pretenses of marriage. Thornhill's intention was to engage in a mock wedding and then abandon her, as Charles learned this was his typical pattern. Olivia eventually returned home with Charles, only to find their house engulfed in flames. While the family members survived, they lost all their possessions and financial resources. Despite the house being destroyed, Squire Thornhill continued to demand rent from Charles. Unable to pay, Charles was unjustly arrested and sent to debtor's prison. In a show of solidarity, George confronted Squire Thornhill, but was also arrested. Meanwhile, Sophia was abducted, and Olivia was believed to be dead. The vicar faced seemingly insurmountable adversity. However, a glimmer of hope emerged when Mr. Burchell, who had been absent, returned to the scene. After rescuing Sophia, he confirmed that Olivia was alive. To the vicar's astonishment, Mr. Burchell revealed his true identity as none other than Sir William Thornhill, the highly regarded uncle about whom the Primrose family had heard such favorable reports. The story culminated in a double wedding, allowing George and Arabella to finally unite in marriage and uniting Sir William Thornhill and Sophia in matrimony. In an unexpected turn of events, it is revealed that the mock wedding planned by Squire Thornhill and Olivia was, in fact, a genuine marriage. Their union is not a sham as initially believed. Adding a final benevolent twist to the tale, the bankrupt investor responsible for losing the vicar's money at the story's outset is rediscovered, resulting in the restoration of Charles's wealth. While this work can be interpreted as a satirical take on sentimental fiction, its central theme revolves around faith. Dr. Charles Primrose, the vicar, can be likened to the biblical figure of Job, who endures immense suffering yet never wavers in his faith. His unwavering devotion ultimately earns him a reward from a higher power. Wakefield holds significance in Christian literature, particularly as a site associated with the Wakefield master, renowned for crafting the Wakefield mystery plays. These plays effectively conveyed the mysteries of the Christian faith in a manner accessible to the people. The Wakefield master's contributions continue to be studied and celebrated in literary criticism. By situating the vicar in Wakefield, Goldsmith establishes a connection between the Vicar of Wakefield and the tradition of mystery plays, thereby underscoring the story's Christian themes. The Vicar of Wakefield is referenced in various other literary classics, including works by George Eliot, Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, Mary Shelley, and Louisa May Alcott. Additionally, the story has been adapted into silent films on 3 occasions in 1910, 1913, and 1916. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.